That has been that title. There you go. Todd, Thomas. This is a collaboration of the derangement of Todd and the insanity of me. So I hope you enjoy.
Oh wait, sound got the song. One.
No matter what they take.
Oh, it's gonna be productive.
Yeah.
HDMI.
They have the HDMI over it. Sorry, folks. Figure this out in a second.
So since we're doing this, I can read some short poems.
Yeah.
Religion. It's like when you find poetry. Only you can make money off of religion. Dear Starbucks, why would I drink your coffee when I'm doing lines of cocaine in your bathroom? Love, Thomas. How many poets does it take to change a light bulb? How many light bulbs does it take to change a poem? Are we ready?
You'll never know.
All right.
Thanks, folks.
Sorry. Here we go.
Here we go.
I remember long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I've lived how I believe.
No matter what they take from me, they cannot take away my dignity. Because the greatest
Love of all is inside of me.
Oh, yes. Jesus will have his revenge. And even Mothra knows it, because Godzillas are only made for destruction. Oh, I like when other people judge other people. It keeps the economy going. But you'll often find people are beating the wrong dead horse. And Jesus knows this, and he senses this. That's why there'll be no wrongful dead horse beating in this town. Oh, yes. Jesus will have his revenge with his Spitfire-eyed things and beams of light and sparklies and the hope honed in everyone's eyes as Jesus raises the dead to replace the living. That's why I carry a shotgun and dictionary everywhere I go. Just in case I encounter Jesus. Just in case he wants to test my vocabulary. Just in case he wants to test the wrath of a desperate man. A loaded shotgun and a plan. I look Jesus straight in the eye, and he turned away. So I have a book of poetry. So all these poems are in this book, and I have a book of poetry that I would love to sell to you. So if you're interested, please buy it. Waiting online at Ralph's Ices, a father and his 5-year-old boy are in front of me. The boy picks up a plastic used dirty spoon off the concrete and puts it in his mouth, and his father slaps it out of his hands and yells, "Bad, Michael. What the fuck are you doing?" That's it. No ices. Grabs his boy's arm and walks away. If I were the father, I would have gotten a raspberry fudge ice for myself and eaten it in front of the boy. Raising a child seems difficult. He walks to the edge of the George Washington Bridge and whispers, "Helen." Our bridges are what connect us. Some stories have happy endings. Some endings have happy stories. Some stories sink like a coral reef stone. He whispers Helen as if she could hear him, some other entity in a galaxy far from his. The souls of the lost in these wondrous beams of steel are a testament to those who have chosen to jump. He touches his chest. There's no pulse, but try telling that to Helen.
There's no reason to applaud. The worst thing we can do is procreate at a time like this. The sign said, have a baby. Participate in the new research lab. So here, have a baby. Yeah. And to you, have a baby. Yeah, and to you guys at the bar drinking, have a baby. Here, wait, I'm gonna have a baby right now. Hold on. Yeah. Have a baby. So that they have some more babies. And then they have some more babies. And that's like 12 babies for the price of sex. So here, have a baby. Participate in the new research lab. Oh wait, I've been reading the sign wrong. It's not have a baby as a statement. It's have a baby as a question. Have a baby? Participate in the new research lab. I saw this sign flashing on one of those flashing boards at the entrance of a college. And what this sign says to me is that this college is asking if they can have students do tests on your babies because it's a tax write-off for corporations and sometimes you just don't have enough mice. Or men. I don't know what that sign means and I'm afraid to ask. There is a whole culture out there testing the human condition by conditioning the human out of you with prosthetic hair pieces and Bible belts. All don't mind a little whatever, as long as that whatever has a pulse that needs a little something more because nature is wrong and Lysol is right. It seems these days they only test poisons on children at a college level.
Todd Anderson. Like my love life.
The Underwater Basket Weaving Championships of America between Charles Dickens, Satan, and me end in a draw. Then we all go to a party and have a conversation in which we all admit we miss our mothers more than we'd like to admit. And so we make a pact to go visit our mothers more often and maybe go on a day trip to a botanical garden or a museum. Charles Dickens. 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 Say. Last night we burned a couch here. We couldn't see each other until we did. The upholstery peeled away into golden cinders like the buttery flake dough of German pastries, illuminating all of us, half-drunk Moseses receiving our commandments from a burning ghost of furniture, which said, "There are always more right ways than wrongs, and maybe you should worry a little less about love because you're blinding it with your searchlights, that only time to buy a more expensive pillow, so your dreams have a soft place to land. There are plenty of things worth owning, and you can carry all of them under two arms. The philosopher's stone is just a can of spray paint against concrete canvas. If you shave it, and there's always something good out there that you haven't heard of yet. You don't ever stop being thankful for running water, and whatever happens, it comes out. That was a good day. Thought that would stick with you. Laugh more, smile more, write a nice note to your waitress at the bottom of your check. More. Listen harder, walk slower, thou shalt not kill. Then the voice faded into the smoke, so we'd all been listening at the crack of a heavy wooden door that someone had just decided to close. And the next morning, all we could remember were the heavy iron bones that had once held the cushion, that had once held us.
The title of this poem is When the moon pirouettes out from the mountains, picked up by the ocean as an offering to the sun, relax. The stars have got this. When you find two beings intertwined at the soul, holding only what time has brought with them, the shrouds of secrecy and eyelid simply shared by a blink. In autumn's autumned August, you find the beginnings of a September, wiping the dried leaves from its eyes. A brown, red, orange hue colors the day with warmth. If you feel something, go find a cop, or an MTA employee, or a person of authority. If you feel something, say something. If this little acorn of a pulse falls from your veins and your heart squirrels around it, only to pick up the hard, smooth shells we all seem to protect these days with more hard, smooth shells. But once cracked, flowering tulips of long-stride lilies language the tongue into a roar. Oh, if you feel something, say something. When everyone's trying to get you to focus on fear and what could happen, so you can't pay attention to what is actually going on, and the toll-hardened world becomes nutshelled in, and all you want to be is a nut who enjoys the freedom of lovers and flowers. Oh, if you feel something, say something. I've never known the ocean to not roar back. I've never known the roar to not come from within. I've never known within to not come from love. If you love something, say something. If you kneel, pray something. If you're angry, write something. If you love someone, create something. If the pressure gets too high and there is an overwhelming thickness of oxygen suffocating your lungs, hold someone. If you write something, hold something. If you need someone, say something. If your capacity of love is to hold another and there is a velvet fog hovering the moon, make love to somebody.